The next thing you know is they're walking me down the steps, back down the opposite way of the hallway. And I'll forget, I can see this like I am looking at you in 3D. They took me down to the hallway, opened up another door, went up another steps that I never saw.
I do not know you, but I am your brother.
You do not know me, but I am your protector.
I will run into a burning building to save your life.
Though I do not know your name, I will take a bullet for you.
Though we've never met,
I believe in duty
and sacrifice of self.
Your family is my family.
Is my family. Your life is my duty.
What's going on, guys? Time for another episode of Behind the Uniforms. We are here on location at the Faces of War Memorial in Roswell, Georgia. I have a guy who's become, over the last 48 hours, a very good friend, a great man. Yeah. Ken, before I get into introducing you, I want to give you guys who have maybe never seen the show, the series, a little insight as to how it works. We share a glass of bourbon. Our guests, who are either active or retired, military, veterans, first responders, police, doesn't matter. If they wear a uniform or have worn a uniform, we ask them to share a story about a good day and a bad day. Ken, well, first of all, Ken brought some spectacular bourbon, so cheers to you, Noah's Mill. I can't possibly introduce you in a way. No, I'm going to try to. Ken's story is like nothing I've ever heard before. Ken was a police officer. He'll go into it himself, but Ken is also very humble and doesn't like to drop the fact that he was the first Marine Guard hostage in the Iran crisis in '79. Now that I've sort of introduced you, tell them who you are. Give them a little bit more context.
Good afternoon, folks. Thank you for this opportunity to share this with you and to take back some memories from a long, long time ago. For you people that remember, 1979, the American embassy in Iran was overrun and a number of Americans were taken hostage. There was a gun battle and there were some wounded, there were some killed. It later on played out to 444 days and 52 hostages later. I happened to be one of the hostages earlier that year, and my story goes as that coming back from the Iran hostage crisis just shortly after Vietnam, America hadn't seen any war yet. They were tired of war. They were tired of watching people come home in body bags. They were tired of all the problems. I don't know why a lot of it didn't hit the news as soon and immediate when it did. But after it did, my story was kind of unique because after being the only American, the only Marine that was wounded and kidnapped, tortured, put on trial, sentenced to death, found guilty, and then miraculously 7 days later, come back home to America. There's no feeling in the world that I can ever tell anybody what it's like to have everything taken in front of you, your friends, your family, your country, your buddies, your fellow Marines, your other countrymen, your embassy, your flag, and have it burned and have it destroyed, and then be absolutely convinced to torture and absolute inhumane treatment, what it's like to lose everything and know that you are going to be condemned to death. And then just hours later, come back home through miraculous diplomatic and political points of view and pressure to a freedom that I've never known or could taste or could describe, even after all my family members have been through wars and veterans. But what came after was the most important thing. When I was dead and in the grave, that I didn't dishonor they will say I didn't dishonor my family, my country, or the Corps. And if God would be just so merciful and to give me that much, then I'm not going to fight or kick my way out of here. I'll just walk out there and stand up and I'll just take it face to face like a man.
What happened next?
Well, number two came back after a short time, and I can't remember back. That's 38 years ago, and I said, and he always called me Marine. He always put a weird E in the end of that. He goes, Marine, let's go. And I needed help up. I mean, my intestines were hanging out. I'd been bleeding. I'm sick. I'm tired. I just exhausted, completely exasperated. So they helped me up, and for the first time since they talked to me, they had put me in handcuffs. Weird handcuffs. They're not regular handcuffs. They're kind of like D-shaped braces. And I'm watching them sitting there and saying, I'm being almost like being put like into slavery. I'm being taken away to be slaughtered. And there's not a damn thing I can do about it. And they pull you away, and we walk down the hallway up to where they opened the gate, and we started walking up the stairwell. And I know these stairwell went somewhere up to the roof of where they were having executions. You've been hearing bullets and shooting for hours and days on end. And I remember slowing down and my legs getting so heavy that they're actually kneeing me and kicking me to lift my foot up because I was slowing down. I just didn't want to take all those steps. And as I was climbing up the steps, number 2 came running back down the hall again, like 5 minutes later, 8 minutes, 10 minutes later, screaming something in Farsi to the guards that had hold of me. They barking at each other, and the next thing you know is they're walking me down the steps, back down the opposite way of the hallway. And I'll forget, I can see this like I am looking at you in 3D. They took me down to the hallway, opened up another door, went up another steps that I never saw. These steps were cleaner, they were nice, it looked like we're going to like offices or something. It wasn't the dungeon type of steps. They brought me down into an office, and they put me in the office. It looked like a doctor's or psychiatrist's office. And I'm looking around, I'm saying, man, they ain't gonna kill me in a place like this. This is crazy. It's gonna be hell to clean up the blood, you know? The weird shit that goes through your mind when you are terrified. I mean, absolutely stark, raving, bone marrow, terrified. It almost becomes comical. Sure. You're mad with hallucinogens. And then there was this gentleman, I forget his name, I wish I could, till this day, thank him. He was from the Swiss Red Cross. And he introduced himself, and I said, is this, I get my last say-so, or, is this my last meal, or you get my last words or something? I want to write something out to my family. He goes, no, you misunderstand. He said, you're going to go free. I said, man, don't fucking do that to me. Don't build me up like this, and all I got left, and then knock it out from under me. Just shoot me. Just get rid of it, will it? Are you the last piece of mental terror you got in somebody? Is that all you got? He goes, no, come here. And the guy grabbed me and he hugged me. And the way he hugged me, I knew that he was telling the truth. I felt it. I went from minutes of death to be executed to walk down the hallway to say, you are going to be a free man. And I guess when I came to, because I was in a car and I had different clothes on, I don't even remember getting dressed and being taken back towards the embassy to another building to be let free.
I have one question, real simple. After all this, after staring death in the eye, getting a second lease on life at the 11th hour, at the 12th hour,
yeah,
and then coming home, what does America mean to you?
America today. When I look at that flag, when I got off the plane at Andrews Air Force Base, I saw those beautiful people out there, and that flag, all those flags, all those people standing there. And I said, we're united as a country. We were not ever as united when I seen them in Vietnam when I was in high school, and I saw them all united together over one person. It wasn't just for me. It wasn't just for me. It was for what represented America as a melting pot together, that they all come together and said, we are not going to fall apart. You are not going to divide us. You can knock us down, but you can't knock us out. America to me is not just the strength that took the adventurers, the pilgrims that come here, all the people that wanted to have a better life from other countries, that wanted to do something better with their lives and lives for the next generations of their kids, but realizing, said, this is America, this is what it's about. Does it take something like this to bring it together? I said, we are an example and an experiment, in my opinion, to freedom with the framework of a constitution to try to make it better for the people behind us. We're very unique in the rest of the world. And if it takes for me to shed my blood and defend so that everyone else can have that opportunity to see it, to know that you can go anywhere and do just about anything, you have hope, you can believe in America. That to me, that's what that red, white, and blue flag is. I'll fight and die for it any day.
Cheers, brother. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Guys, out of respect for Ken, out of respect for all of our veterans and first responders, please take the 2 seconds it's going to take you to share this video. These are the men and the women who fight for what we have, for everything that we have, for that flag that so many people will take a knee for because it's the cool or trendy thing to do. So out of respect for this gentleman and all the rest of those who serve and protect our communities and our countries, please take a moment to share this video. Thank you, brother.
My pleasure, bud. Semper Fi.
God bless America.
God bless America.